fucking win. Best team in the motherfucking NFL. After this song, I'ma need my tickets in the mail. Bitch. All we do is win, we ain't taking L's.
Man, ain't y'all like 2-11?
Man, shut the fuck up. After this game, we about to turn the fuck up. Bitch. Call Hush, we need the whole team buffed up. We just won another game, they can't touch us. We about to win another game, they know what's up. We just won the last game with a blowout. You see what happened when the Lions really show out? Good. Call the whole city up, we about to go out. We about to have them bars jumping while it's cold out. Bitch. Hey, you know the Lions won again. Bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. That's what we do. All we do is fucking win. Come on, bitch. You know the Lions won again. Bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. Come on. Cause all we do, you know the Lions won again. That's what we do. All we do is fucking win. Come on, bitch. You know the Lions won again. Bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. Come on. Cause all we do.
What up, though?
What up, though?
Man, what up, though?
Let me make sure I'm gonna stop sharing.
Shout out to G Mac Cash for that song.
Yeah, so what up, though, everybody? This is our first episode, our new podcast, What Up, Doe? We thought that was a good name. 1 Queen and 2 King Crusaders. Yes, me and my friends from high school. So this is how we started this. Every morning, me, Donnell, and Rob, we debate each other about different issues. And we talk about real issues that we all face and maybe try to come up with a solution, you know. And so that's how it kind of started. Three friends just kind of, and we respect each other's opinion, although we don't always agree. Most of the time we don't agree, but that's okay. We respect each other's opinion. It's a great example of friendship and how America should be, actually, especially in this time that we're going through. So we want to share all that with you. So first of all, we're going to welcome my first co-host, who is Donnell. I call him Donnie. And he's been my friend for almost 40 years. And I call him the gentle giant. That's just how I think of him in my mind. He's a husband, he's a father, great friend. And we know him, like I said, as the gentle giant. He has a heart of gold. Donnell Warren! Yay!
Intro, wow. No, but what's up, though? Yeah, this is really exactly what she said. Just, I think, you know, going back to our reunion, it sparked a lot of us reaching out to each other more. And over the years, we started doing that, and it seemed like some of the friendships reconnected, even if you hadn't been around each other for some years or whatever. Yeah. And it just led to that. And then that's how these conversations start coming up in big debates and stuff like that. And just exactly what she said, you know, this is all exactly out of my comfort zone. But, you know, they say you don't get better, you know, you don't get better unless you get out of your comfort zone. Because I know I tell my son that all the time. So I'm just trying to practice it right now and just go along with this. So, yeah. So hopefully this show will end up being beneficial to someone or in some way, form, or fashion. But I'm just happy to be a part of it. So.
Yo, for sure. Now, I got another co-host. Now, this co-host, is he like the Mr. Wonderful of the group? You know what I'm saying? If y'all watch Shark Tank, you know, he the Mr. Wonderful. He's a father of 3, a proud fisherman and hunter. He just, hey, look, just a great friend who is single, by the way, ladies. And I don't know if he's ready to mingle, but I'm ready for him to mingle. And like I said, he loves fishing, of course, so you gotta love fishing too. He has always thought that he was better than me and Donnell because he was in MSAT, but we still love him. Now you got Rob MSAT Nelson.
Hey, what up, though?
What up, though?
Like they said, you know, we all high school friends, and like I said, we seem to always get together on the phone and somebody talking about something, and usually they don't know what they talking about, and I gotta straighten them out.
Your camera is a little raggedy, Rob. I just wanted to let you know. It seemed like it ain't video right, but that's all right. Look, We doing this with our own budget, our own money. We'll talk about that later, how y'all can help.
Is it looking any better? What I gotta do? Clean the screen?
It might just be your Wi-Fi, but that's all right. We doing what we can.
It's just shaking us up, but you know, as usual, that's what we gonna do. But like I said, it's just a straight up friendship that we done had and acquired over the years. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. Okay, so I'm Helen. I'm the host. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a great friend. At least I think I am. I value my friendships very much. I do everything from permanent makeup to estate planning and everything in between. So I am going to host this podcast, direct it and edit it, but I do need some help. So if y'all got them skills and y'all was a King Crusader like we are and y'all want to help, if y'all got some skills like that, then come on board. We do have a Patreon community, and I will tell you more about that. Yeah, so you can call me Helen 50 Jobs Blashards. That's what we call me. Yeah, so our intro song, so this week we did it in alphabetical order, so it would be fair. So D is first. So Danielle picked G-Mac Cash.
G-Mac Cash, Lions for
So
this
tell us why you
weekend.
picked that, Donnie.
Just for, the Lions theme, Houston. I know a lot of us down in Houston right now, supporting the Lions and pushing the Lions through. I know I've been, if you go back to Billy Sims, for most of us, if you my age, for me, if you watch the Lions, so it's dope to see where they at right now. Hopefully they can keep it going. So I just popped that. My son showed me that song last year. I wasn't up on it, and so he put it up on it. So I just figured I'd do that to go along with the "What Up Though" Detroit thing.
You got your Lions t-shirt. I got my "What Up Though" t-shirt. My 313 "What Up Though" t-shirt. And thank you to Amazon for sending that real quick for me. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play a video about our topic. So this is the first time I revealed our topic. I ain't tell nobody, y'all. I ain't tell nobody. And I did have, Kim Yetta did ask me the other day, what y'all talking about? And I said, well, I can't tell because I want to keep it a secret, right? So we're gonna talk about the P. Diddy scandal because that's something we all kind of grew up with P. Diddy in the 90s. And we saw him from the start to now. And so I think it's a good topic for us to start with and kind of get our opinions. I ain't gonna give nothing away, but I am gonna share my screen real quick. And
today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
Conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, transportation to engage in prostitution. That's pretty much in a nutshell. So I'm gonna start with you, Rob. Hopefully you got your video right now. And I got some questions that I'm asked. First of all, you know how we talk when we privately talking. We trying to keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think? You think P. Diddy guilty? What's going on with this?
Whew. Clearly he guilty of something. What is gonna be hard to say.
Even baby oil, having 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I know he guilty of that. That's one thing.
But he definitely but see, I think it's deeper than him being guilty because for the simple fact we know he been throwing parties since he was in college. So
Ain't he? We used to go. Remember they used to have the white parties all over. We would go to the white parties like when it was Shane Park. Remember that? You used to go down to the ones that they used to have here.
I never made it to them
Oh,
white
you don't want to
parties.
admit it, huh? No,
I just didn't. I never did. I never
Never.
did make it to Indian and white parties, but I know about when around the time when they was happening. Definitely, for sure. So
yeah, Dougie Fresh, DJ, the one I went to, it was in 2000, I think 6 or 7. It was at Shane Park. So I've been to a Diddy party, not at his house, but
yeah, a lot of them got, as far as the celebrities and you being in that life, it's easy to get invited to something like that, right? And you go, you don't know what you at, but it's some people that knew what they was there for.
You think he guilty though?
I like Rob. I agree with Rob. Guilty of something. It's all when you start to mix in the conspiracy side to it, and obviously the linkage to the Ciroc and liquor and the business deal that he had with right. So when you bring all that different stuff in, you can kind of feel like it's someone maybe bringing them down, but that don't mean he's not guilty of something, right? But is it really to the level of where everybody start to put it? That's the thing with media. Media is powerful, right? So that's how I always look at it, where you got to look between the lines sometimes before you just say everything. But to those who've been around that environment and might know him, though, who am I to say that they not telling the truth?
Yeah.
So I just feel he's guilty of something. Just like Rob.
We all guilty of something, though. But
it'll be interesting to see. But then, like you say, it's interesting to see who else is going to be pulled into.
That's
the thing. So
I want to ask y'all as men, because I'm the only queen representing, at least today. So how do you feel about men? How do men feel after? Well, you guys in particular, after seeing that Cassie video, like I know how I felt, and I'll tell how I felt at the end, but I'm just curious to know how y'all felt as Black men, or just men in general, after seeing that video.
It didn't surprise me.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, it was same here. I would say,
like emotionally,
he should have never went to that point where him doing whatever. That just lets you know the type of person he really is deep down. He got all the money in the world. Okay, she don't like you no more. It'll be like, next for me. There's no reason for me to be beating on you, trying to drag you back in the room. But that just lets you know sometimes when you get all that money, all that fame, somebody tell you they ain't screwing with you no more, and you just lose your mind because you used to getting everything you want, when you want it, how you want it. It's just that ego thing. But like I said, it should have never came down to what he was doing. We barely know her. We know you. We know Puffy. We know a little bit about her, but he the one got the money. But it's just but that clearly gonna let you know that wasn't the first time he did what he did. He just never got caught on it. And like I said, even when you look at that tape was from 7-8 years ago.
Right.
So somebody you gotta think about
who's worse.
The real effect about it. Somebody, that hotel, somebody been holding that tape for the last 6-7 years. And all of a sudden, look at all of a sudden they start releasing these tapes and all these charges. You gotta
never see those people though. Who are they? They're not gonna be on trial. They ain't
gonna be on trial. They should be witnesses though. They should have to be
clearly,
witnesses.
if you do the research, you clearly know who had the tape. It's the hotel.
They might
It's the
get
hotel
handled. They
tape.
might get handled, but not in so much in the media as other people. It still might they still might get dealt with, where it don't come to media, where not everything come to media, right? And
Right.
too, so that everyone knows. But you're right. That is crazy. It's like,
I mean,
there's
just
just
think if that was y'all sister or something, or your cousin. I mean, it's just sad that he beat her like that. And, any kind of beating is bad, but he didn't just hit her and like, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. It was like he was beating her.
Yeah, and that happened. I mean, what we saw happens. Unfortunately, it happens a lot. Probably, behind closed doors. We don't know about everything, but for someone of a caliber person that he is, and mogul, everybody know him, and how it's all going down is all is obviously. But how I personally feel, I mean, that's something I don't think. If you got to spend time, I always felt like if I got to put my hands on a woman, I don't need to be with you.
Yeah, you don't need.
That's how I kind of always like, because that's just too much time. That's just way too much energy.
Yeah,
way too much to a point where if I got to put my hands on you, then I don't need to be around you. But it's
sure
different. Everybody different. He obviously portrayed as being a more power stricken. So maybe it's that power to some men is the thing of just being in control, and being able to do that, and maybe that's what he is.
I think he's a narcissist. That's what I believe. I believe that if he wants to be in control of everything, and just how you seen his rants throughout the years and his tantrums that he's thrown. I'm the man. I started all this. I paid everybody, and typical narcissist behavior. And I think that whoever had that video, maybe they don't work there no more, and he paid them off or something, and then when the money, but it's just sad because a lot of women get their ass beat for free. They don't get $33 million or whatever. You know what I mean? And so I just feel like it just made me feel like people think that kind of behavior is okay. And we didn't really say nothing about his behavior until we saw that video. I think everybody was just like, it was underlinedly, oh, you went to a Diddy party, and then you start hearing stuff like about Jamie Foxx, and all of this is allegedly, by the way, because I don't know nothing.
Yeah, that's what I say too. Yeah. It's like it's just my humble opinion. It ain't really trying to give like a take sides or say what is what. I'm just taking it for what the media. Again, I stress media because we don't be knowing all the other details behind this stuff.
Yeah. Do you think things went south for P. Diddy when he sued Diageo?
It definitely could be. That's what I say. That's where the conspiracy part comes in to me, right? That's where you start hearing these different things that say what led to it being the issue. I think I heard Luke from Tulai Crew, he had a little statement about it. He was explaining what it is, it was some others that I've seen and explained it that way. That it is a linkage, and you could, the way you paint it, if you're in these deals with these so-called powers to be, and they're giving you that, and now you're going to try to tell them what to do. Well, in most cases, from what we hear, that don't normally go right. So you could definitely believe that it could have something to do with that. As far as all the other stuff that goes along with it, from the sex parties and the freak offs and all of that, I think that's just something else now to throw in.
That's the most interesting part of it to me, if you ask me, is like, who was there? Because they said, who was it? Bill Bellamy. I was watching this morning. He was doing a video. He was on somebody's podcast. And he said, man, I tell you, the people that, it's sad for the people that was out there at the party and they don't even remember what they did.
Right, exactly. Don't even remember Bill Bellamy. I did just see that.
He said, they was like, you went with me, dog. What happened?
He said he never made it. He said he never went to a party. So.
Yeah, he never went to one.
And that's amazing for him, because he always got stories of what he was doing. He was always aware for. So for him not to go, I was surprised. Say it wasn't that one. But yeah.
Well, what do you think about Diageo, or whatever the name is, the company is? Do you think it went south after that?
Oh, come on, definitely, bro. Listen. You- Just if you just look at if we look at the timeline, and I can't remember exactly all the dates, but whenever he decided to sue them, you
Yeah.
know, it's almost like the same thing. You never bite the hands that feed you. Now, don't get me wrong, Diddy got a lot of money, but he got a lot of money off that Ciroc
They
and that
like
other shit that he
57th,
got.
like they like 57th richest company in the world.
Really? Well, that's what I'm saying. You fighting this big money. They made him a billionaire easy. But you got to remember now you got mad at them. You tried to sue them. You tried to defame them. Made them look bad. Say they was racist and all this. But look at the time frame when he sued them when they made that settlement. It was 2-3 months later. First to Cassie, then they run it up in your crib.
Right.
You got the who went in his house? Who went the FBI? It was National
What you call it? What you call them people? The
Border Patrol. That was the Border
Homeland
Patrol.
Security.
Homeland
Homeland
Security,
Security.
right? When was the last time we seen Homeland Security run up in
I ain't
somebody's
never seen them.
crib,
I ain't
man?
never seen them. I ain't
Now,
never.
now we
That I
gotta see
know
the
of.
FBI now. The CIA,
I don't know if
you
that
got
happened
Homeland
often or not.
Security in all of your cribs.
Mhm.
That's
You
new.
ain't lying though.
That's
I
new, bro.
seen
And
Homeland
and
pull up
all
in
they come
the
out
house.
is just some oil bottles, some some baby oil.
Boy, I
But
thought.
they but,
And then you know
but
what
they
his
claim
attorney
they
said?
claim
His
when
attorney
when I
said,
watched that one video, they claim they found like some AKA, some type
So
of assault rifles, some guns, and of course they had the serial numbers kind of
yeah, rubbed off.
erased off of them.
rubbed
So
off.
he had some other
So
stuff going on.
But the baby oil was the star of the show.
going back to the baby oil. So
Ah,
I seen a reel, and maybe we should have added this in here with from little Scrappy.
Oh
And
yeah.
did you see that? So
Mhm.
he was saying, well, look, man, this just don't make any sense. He's like, ain't nobody gonna have all that baby oil. He said what he said it was is what he was giving people in their drinks or to drink. That's what was in those bottles. Was
Oh,
the
so
actual
well,
stuff that he was
you would
giving to
think,
people. Now that was his take, right? I'm just repeating what I seen on his reel. But
well,
he
can't
said,
they like examine the bottles? They should have checked.
listen, but he said, but he got a point. He like, why would you have to have that much baby oil? Really? Come on,
Right.
let's be real.
Yeah.
Who would just have baby oil like that? Now,
you would know if you go to a party, a big
again,
party.
that's the conspiracy side. That's his thought.
Mhm.
It was the stuff that they put in the drinks to get you
Well,
doped up
but
instead of it being baby oil. I
Yeah.
don't
so you
know,
think
but
it was something in the bottles to ingest, or something in the bottle I could rub on you and you like
Yeah,
or
they
no,
got
putting
all
their
that.
drinks. He was alluding to putting in your drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but see they gonna
like
be
the
able to know
gateway
that
drugs or
because
something.
if the seal is broke on the bottle, they gonna know that it's been tampered with. But I don't
What
know.
I'm saying is, if they
I just
take a
think he just like
bottle of it, if they took a bottle of that for that party that night, and you behind the bar, and they putting that in your drink along with whatever you getting, you wouldn't know.
But why would it be a baby oil bottle? They could just use a regular
That's true
liquor
too.
bottle.
That's
They
true
could just
too.
use like a liquor
I'm just trying
bottle.
to go along with his theory. I'm not saying
No,
no.
that that happened. I'm just
He
Scrappy
was
ain't the
actually
repeating
sharpest
what
knife
was
in the
said.
drawer though. Scrappy ain't the
he
sharpest
was
knife.
actually comparing it to some movie that he had watched with some a bunch of women on the
Yeah,
island,
what was the
and they
name of
was
the
on the
movie? I
island
ain't see
for
it.
they think they're on the island for a couple days, and they be on that island for a couple
Yeah,
days, so a couple
yeah,
weeks. They think they only been there a couple days, but I mean, it's a thought. But like I said, I just think it was part of the freak show, freak shit. So
right.
True.
I
I
think
mean, pretty much that's what that. Yeah,
I mean,
that's pretty
because I
much
mean,
what
you
you were
clearly
saying.
gonna know if, like I said, if the bottle's been tampered with now. Because if it's regular baby oil, it's just regular
Maybe you
baby
need
oil.
1,000 bottles though on tap of what he was doing. If he was flying people in and all of this, and it was going on for days, shoot, you might go through, I guess, 1,000 bottles. I don't know.
Dude, I know Denzel said that he was like, you got to go leave Puffy alone. He was like, he went to a party and he said he ain't like something. He said he just ran out of there and left out of there. So sometimes you just got to know when it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But y'all see, I don't know if y'all read the book, but I know I sent y'all the video about the Kim Porter book. What y'all think about it?
I haven't read the book,
But did you listen to the
but I
video?
did listen to
Yeah.
the narrative that the lady did, and I mean, it was not. Again, I'm not surprised that this could have been going on in a person of his status and what he was doing life. Like that's how it was with her. Like, who am
It
I
was
to,
incriminating to a lot
you
of
know?
people.
Is it maybe some bent truth in there or bent something? It might be, but I think to some degree she did it for a reason. She explained it, and I don't know why I would say that she don't have no truth to it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
I believe that it's
I mean,
something involving
but
her.
it was interesting. It was interesting some of the takes, that
Right.
that she was saying
Mhm.
was going down.
What you
So
think, Rob?
No. Listen, I listened to the thing on YouTube with the girl read the whole book. She read the
right.
whole book.
hmm
Did you send that to me, Hunter? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I said
saw it. I listened to the whole thing. The only problem that I really got with it, I mean, it sounds a lot real convincing, but it sounds like a lot of the rumors that I heard in the past about certain stuff. But what I'm waiting on is for somebody to come forward, like that one little insert when she claimed her and Puffy had a threesome or something with Mary J. Blige. And then, of course, they threw Jamie Foxx in there,
yeah.
Will
I'll be
Smith,
sure.
Jada Pinkett. There's a lot of people. And Tupac, the conversation that she supposedly had with Tupac, and she knew about
But
the
he said Tupac wasn't, he wasn't I don't know what name to use nowadays.
Right.
No. But see, she claimed
Ain't
Tupac said he
even a
don't
word.
agree.
Can we say gay? I don't know. But
No, but she claimed that she had messed around, according to the book, that she had messed around with Tupac in the book, and I guess P Diddy knew about it, but they was at a party one day, and I guess it's one of them parties, and then he was saying, "Oh, me and you could
yeah, he was like, hell no.
knock her off at the same time," and Pac was like, "What?" And then so he was like, "No, I ain't with that," or something like that. So they made it seem like Pac wasn't with that gay stuff or that
Right.
threesome or that group sex stuff. So, but that's the rumor that we always been hearing of Pac. Pac was 100. But so for the book to say that, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna say it's false, but I just don't. I don't honestly. I don't think it could. Is I don't know.
The
I don't
whole
think.
Tupac
Yeah,
thing, I can believe that. I'm a little biased. I mean, that's my favorite rapper of all time. That's always will be. But
Tupac.
when I hear about some of the things and the women and people that he was around, you hear about now, they tell the
Yeah.
stories. I ain't putting past that didn't happen, So because he was
Yeah.
out, so.
Well, they was even talking about Puffy and Biggie, how they was beefing, and he was going to another label and all of that. So all of that's kind of coming to, the surface. But I think, what about the evidence of the other famous people at the free calls? I think that's gonna really.
Yeah, that's what everyone is saying. That's
They
the
scared as
whole
hell,
thing.
ain't they?
Yeah. Remember Bill
And
Bellamy said that.
everybody, even a whole bunch of white people. I mean, you talk about this is since Hugh Hefner, because he had a tunnel. Did I show y'all the video about the tunnel?
Yeah.
They found that. Did you see that, Rob?
I heard about it before. I don't think I ever seen it.
Let me see. I could play it real quick. Hold on. Just so you can see it.
But it's supposed to lead to Puffy House or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you. Hold on.
The FBI discovered a tunnel in rapper Diddy's home this morning that was actually connected to the basement of Michael Jackson's former home. Police were called to the scene after neighbors anonymously reported evidence of Diddy's new crime. But when they arrive at Diddy's door, they are stopped in their tracks by his staff, who unsuccessfully try to stop the agents from continuing their investigation. When they arrived at Diddy's bedroom, they noticed that the floorboards around the bed seemed to be a little loose. They then moved the bed to one side and were shocked by the scene before them. A tunnel entrance was revealed, covered by a carpet. As they entered the tunnel, they realized that the walls appeared to be freshly built, as if construction had stopped for some reason. As they went deeper, they found strange items scattered on the floor, including children's clothes and baby oil. They continued on and came to the end of the tunnel, and the sight before them shocked everyone. The police immediately called for backup and took photos to gather evidence, and Diddy's crime was further confirmed. When they get to the finish line, they find out all the shocking stuff. Follow and comment on Diddy. Watch part 2.
Wait a minute. Can I ask a question? Maybe I missed something. Where does Michael Jackson come in? It said it was connected to Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Okay.
Michael Jackson and Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner did by him
While
too.
y'all talking, listen. Nah, don't play that. That's you. That you could clearly tell that was AI generated. That's bull.
You think that
Yeah, you have to be careful with
AI
a lot
all
of
day.
stuff.
When you hear that voice, that little certain voice,
It's AI, baby.
I can look at that
I agree.
video and tell that's AI generated all day. No.
Right.
That's what
Exactly.
I don't know. It'd be hard for me to go that far with it, like with some stuff.
Right.
The tunnels, but I'm again, man. I'm not putting. These are billionaire people, so Hugh Hefner's and all of that. I'm not saying they can't probably be able to do that, but will they? Like, was it really to that level where you had to build a
get ready
tunnel?
for my next video. I'm still listening though. Go ahead.
No, I'm just further commenting on that. I agree with Rob. That sounded a lot.
Yeah, it
AI.
is. Yeah, I don't be knowing sometimes too.
I saw this one. But
listen to
you
this
know
one.
what?
Listen to this one.
Let me say this before you play that video. Pause the video.
Okay.
When you play your videos, we can kind of hear it echoing. So we might.
It ain't gonna be like that on the Zoom. The Zoom is recording. It ain't gonna be like that. It's only you hear it because it's live. Now I've done that before and it had been an echo. So.
Okay, I was just letting you know.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna play this.
Questions after this man was found dead in Vance County at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck. His name is P.Diddy McGee. Many of you reached out to us after a TikTok video went viral. WR's Destiny Patterson has been digging into his death and joins us live from Vance County. Destiny, you spoke to the sheriff today. What do we know about this crime, about this case from law enforcement?
Just in the last 20 minutes, we've gotten a search warrant that gives us more insight into this investigation. A representative for the family says that Javion McGee was a truck driver, and I'm told that trucks often park here while making deliveries at a nearby Walmart distribution center. The sheriff said that McGee was found outside of a fenced area of this business, and they say that they found him at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck.
So. Oh no. So yeah, that was one of the lynchings. And I just think that we just going backwards in the world. I mean, I never thought in 2024 that we'd be having to talk about this. But I know that you wanted to talk about it, Rob, because it's been in a couple of different situations like this recently.
Right. But you know what? When I did a little more probing on that video, they even showed it in the video you just showed. Now, I don't know how true this is, but they showed him going into like Walmart or Kmart, whatever store he was going in, and he bought a rope. And evidently, when they found him at the scene, I'm assuming it was that same rope that he bought around his neck.
I know.
Claiming to the phone call, whoever called it in, they said he was sitting under the tree. So evidently,
yeah, it might have been.
When they hung him or he hung, whatever the situation is, his feet was on the ground. So that's why they didn't call it like somebody hung him. He hung. They really saying at this point that he hung himself.
Okay.
So,
but it was another case too in Mississippi.
It was another one. I'm not sure what that one. I'm not sure what that one was.
This was in North Carolina.
Yeah,
that was Henderson, North Carolina.
Laurel, Mississippi.
Questions after this man was found dead in Vance County at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck. His name is Javion McGee. Many of you reached out to us after a TikTok video went viral. WR's Destiny Patterson has been digging into his death and joins us live from Vance County. Destiny, you spoke to the sheriff today. What do we know about this crime, about this case from law enforcement?
Just in the last 20 minutes, we've gotten a search warrant that gives us more insight into this investigation. A representative for the family says that Javion McGee was a truck driver, and I'm told that trucks often park here while making deliveries at a nearby Walmart distribution center. The sheriff said that McGee was found outside of a fenced area of this business, and they say that they found him at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck. 21-year-old Javion McGee stopped through Vance County as part of his job as a truck driver. It's a long way from where he lived in Illinois. Deputies found him dead Wednesday under a tree with a rope wrapped around his neck.
We have a lot of questions, not enough answers.
Candace Matthews identifies herself as a spokesperson for his family. She says law enforcement initially told them McGee died by suicide.
This young man has not had no indication of no type of suicidal ideation. He doesn't have a history of mental illness.
At no point in time that we have said this was a suicide.
Vance County Sheriff Curtis Brame says they're still investigating McGee's death. McGee's family does not believe he took his own life. But how can we rule out a hate crime at this point?
Look at me and who I am. If I thought that anyone, regardless of their race, was lynched in Vance County, I would have it all over national news. When we got there, he was sitting with his back up against the tree on the ground. It's something common we would say, as we would call a jail suicide or homicide, where a person does not have enough height to hang or dangle.
McGee's family says they were told surveillance footage showed McGee buying a rope from Walmart. The sheriff says they're still looking into that. He says the medical examiner's office will officially determine the cause of death.
Mom and stepdad and dad have not even seen his body yet.
Sheriff Brame says the family could not view the body in person due to distance.
We want to see everything. We want full transparency.
As I mentioned before, we do now have a search warrant. We're going to continue to dig through that and bring you those details as we get them.
We just going backwards in the world. I mean, I never thought in 2024 that we'd be having to talk about this. But I know that you wanted to talk about it, Rob, because it's been in a couple of different situations like this recently.
Right. But you know what? When I did a little more probing on that video, they even showed it in the video you just showed. Now, I don't know how true this is, but they showed him going into like Walmart or Kmart, whatever store he was going in, and he bought a rope. And evidently, when they found him at the scene, I'm assuming it was that same rope that he bought around his neck.
I know.
Claiming to the phone call, whoever called it in, they said he was sitting under the tree. So evidently,
yeah, it might have been.
When they hung him or he hung, whatever the situation is, his feet was on the ground. So that's why they didn't call it like somebody hung him. He hung. They really saying at this point that he hung himself.
Okay.
So,
but it was another case too in Mississippi.
There was another one. I'm not sure what that one. I'm not sure what that one was.
This was in North Carolina.
Yeah, I think there was another one there in Laurel, Mississippi. But this guy, his body was, they found different parts of him scattered all over the place. Did you find that one?
Let me see.
King Carter went missing in Mississippi. The last time his mother spoke to him, right after she got off the phone, he texted her. He said, "Mom, the people I work for are upset with me. They're looking for me. They sent white guys and white trucks to get me. If anything happens to me, they did it." The next time Rasheem Carter is heard or seen again, his lifeless body is found in the field. His head in one spot, his spine and torso in another, his body dismembered. Medical examiners haven't landed on a cause of death. I'm not a medical examiner, but I believe this was a homicide. Why? His head was cut off. The family is pushing for a federal investigation. Let's hope they get one. This is Mississippi.
Yeah, so that was just a little bit of that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was, I don't even know if that's considered a lynching. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just a hate crime. But that was just horrible to hear about stuff like that. And then he had a confrontation with his coworkers. So that was pretty much a different situation than the Javion McGee situation. But it's just sad, though. We should be talking about this, you know, in 2024 or any time. But, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, with that one, it definitely sounds like it was something more that he did to himself.
Yeah.
It seems like it. I don't have complete proof of that, but I mean, obviously with seeing him buy a robe, I
Yeah.
don't know. And I didn't really read enough to comment a lot about it. But obviously, if it's something like that going on, still now it is shocking. But again, it's just so many things we don't get to see. That's what I always, or know about that happen out here, where you have situations where people probably are getting hung from a tree.
Yeah, that's a shame, though.
It's crazy.
Here go the crazy part.
You would think it's not a lot no more, but it definitely should.
Yeah. But look, the crazy part, a lot of times to me, when they have a situation with a lynching or a black person getting killed in one of these white rural towns, they always show you the police chief, and he black.
They want to make it seem like it's fair.
That first one with the dude with the rope, they showed the police chief and he black. And then I think on that second case, when they showed the police chief, eventually I think he was black too. Now I could be mistaken on that one, but I know for sure on that first one, the police chief was black. And when you see him talking, he just coming off like old Uncle Tom Negro.
Oh,
he was definitely black. But like that second one, I'm not 100% sure, but a lot of times you're gonna look at that. Okay, this is a rural area. It's a lot of white people in the area, but you got a black police chief. That look like you covering up a lot of stuff already off the rip. To me, to cover stuff up. Like, we got a black police chief. We don't hang black people here.
Right. That's why I don't want that stop and frisk thing law to come back in place. I'm hoping that police aren't giving immunity. That's something that I'm passionate about because I got a young son and he driving and getting stopped by the police and all kind of stuff. So I'm like, Lord, please, you know what I'm saying? But, it's just so much going on in this country, and especially with women now. And I got a couple of videos that I want to share. I want to get y'all opinion about them of after the election. The country is really hurting. They are still divided. We was divided before the election, so of course we're going to be divided after. But it seemed like it was a really big gut punch for a lot of women. And in fact, my sister, I do counseling and I'm an end of life midwife and things like that. So I talk to a lot of people that struggle with anxiety and depression and things like that. And there's a lot of people struggling right now because of the election. So I'm going to share this video and then I want y'all to comment afterwards.
My heart this morning to say that as a man, but more importantly as a black man, that this country does not deserve black women or black people, but specifically black women. This morning I woke up and I just gave my wife a hug because I know how heavy this is weighing on black women. And they have carried this country and saved this country too many times and continue to be the most disrespected human beings on the planet. And it, quite frankly, it disgusts me. I'm thinking about the world that we're going to bring our daughter into in a few months. And I want the vice president to know that her and her team did everything right in the right way. But the unfortunate reality is that this country is still steeped in racism, sexism, and misogyny. I am personally proud of her, and I know that so many others are the same. We appreciate her tenacity, her focus, her decency, and how she handled herself throughout this campaign. And I don't
have to say about that comment.
I feel this. Obviously, to me, he's coming from a viewpoint of where he know a lot. My thing is with this stuff and these people, and I just like to admit that I'm not entrenched into politics. So a lot of us just got to really know Kamala Harris, when she became the vice president. If you took time to really look at her history, to really know what she was doing, most of us don't. We kind of make our opinions based off of, again, the clips and the things that we get on media, right? So I feel like he was coming from a perspective of obviously kind of maybe knowing a little bit more. But I do agree with him. I'm sure there were a lot, of women, not just black women, but probably women that were hurt. There also, to me, though, were quite a few that really didn't care.
Yeah.
Really didn't care. So his viewpoint is respected. I think it is respected, but unfortunately, it's just some people are going to still view it as, what they see it as, we haven't got far to a point where everybody can agree that a woman can lead or be in that type of position and lead, but it also could just have also been, in my opinion, too, the way she campaigned, the way she came in very late, some of the things that she had to tackle. She could have also, in some ways, put herself in a position where she didn't, maybe lost some support from people with some of her interviews, in my opinion. I'm not saying all. I'm not saying she didn't have nothing, but all that stuff is key when you campaigning. You got to be able to come out. Not saying she didn't do a good job at times, but to me, and maybe sometimes she maybe didn't, answer or give you what you wanted. So it could be just that too, But hey, for him, I do respect what he's saying, and I do agree that it was a lot of women, particularly black women that were hurt, probably still hurt right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
You just got to keep
I
that.
had to be there for my friends, so I get it. Like I shout out to Kim Yetta Moore and Karma. We went to a comedy club and we saw Tommy Davidson, and we needed some sister time, So I get it, regardless of who you voted for. If you a friend or a mother or whatever, you should support your people if they feeling bad. It don't matter. So yeah, I get that. What you got, Rob?
I'm just according to what I saw in the video. I mean, for the most part, what he was saying, I can go along with. But some of the issue I got with it is, he playing at our heartstrings, our emotional side. Black women get disrespected. I 100% agree. Founders of the earth, period. You know what I'm saying? But they playing at our heartstrings. But if we do, when he link all that to the presidential election that we just had, we got to put a little more of that blame on the Democrats for the way they ran the whole campaign. To me, it was kind of horrible the way they ran the whole campaign, with the way they just threw her in there at the last minute. Oh, shit, you down by 20 points, 5 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah,
right. She's supposed to come back, you know what I'm saying? She already down, you the underdog on top of that. She had a hard road to climb, even though she was the best. If she was the best candidate, she was the best candidate 2-3 years ago. Why you wait so long to even decide to let her do it, knowing the situation that Biden was in? When like I said, we all saw it lay out in front of us. But like I said, I feel it was more issues with the way they ran the campaign, and almost the way they kind of had Trump looking like he had 34 felonies, like grabbing women and all the stupid stuff he say and do. But like I said, they got him looking almost like a Robin Hood.
Right.
I'm gonna say today, I'm gonna say the country, and a lot of people didn't necessarily go for that bad stigma that they was putting on him, and that played in his favor. You know what I'm saying? That totally played in his favor. Because if you look at the whole campaign, every time I looked at one of her campaigns, she got Megan Thee Stallion, Usher, Beyonce, all these entertainers. What the hell is? You know, if I'm looking for somebody to vote, I ain't looking for somebody to shake their booty. You know,
Well, you know what? I
I need to
rarely
hear
agree with you,
some
but
meat and some substance
I
from
do
these
see what
people.
you're saying.
And like
America
I
has
said,
spoken.
and historically, you know, we as black people, we always, at least over the last, at least since I've been born, Democrat. We vote Democrat. We vote Democrat. We get them our vote every year. You know, every time, every election, no matter what it is, it could be, you know, whatever. You know, we gonna give our vote to the Democrats. Now, I mean, sometimes they do produce something, but most of the time, we really get absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And you know when you really look down at it, if it boiled down to all that, I mean, you know, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they got to rethink their whole strategy on how they gonna come back in 4 years, because now we got to deal with 4 years of Trump. I mean, we like now, like I said, at the same time, you know, I'm not really a Trump fan, but between the two, you know, which way I was gonna lean, but it was just a bad situation to have to even choose between two candidates that you just shaking your head about, like, what's going on, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah. I agree. I think that I was kind of, brainwashing away, and I don't want to offend anybody when I say this, but the issues that both candidates talked about were very important. But I think that I allowed myself to believe that a woman's right to choose was the most important. I'm not saying that it isn't important, but I really do, in the back of my mind, believe that the economy is a bigger issue to me. Now, if I was in, my reproductive stage in life and I was trying to have children, then that but my views have changed throughout stages of my life. I guess that's what I'm.
what? Who is that? Is that Helen?
Shut up. My views have changed, and I'm just saying that I'm not saying that that's not an important issue, but is more important than the economy to me? No. But I allowed myself to kind of just buy into it. I like the idea, and forgive me for being a dreamer, but I like the idea of having someone different in the White House, somebody that ain't never
Right.
been in there before. I mean, we didn't have 47 of the same gender.
Yeah.
And it just
That
seems
was my whole
like
thing.
nice to have
Right.
something different,
That
because
was my
ain't
whole
nobody,
thing.
like you said, Rob, ain't nobody fixed everything. Ain't nobody been
Right.
There's
great.
never anybody that's perfect. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if I'm just, again, I'm not a big entrenched politics person. So maybe my viewpoint is to see it that way is kind of like, to some people, like, nah, man, you got to think more about that before you just
Mhm.
think you just going. No, but that's what I lamely think of it. Like, it's been 47 now men, you know, who then held down this position. And you mean to tell me none of them made bad decisions? Now, I get the whole thing of how women are built to lead, the viewpoints of how women are built to lead and what their role is and what men are really meant to lead too. Like I get that, but at the same time, will just 4 years really make a change or dent in what we already haven't already experienced, you
Yeah,
know,
I
over the
know. It's
years? It
like,
always be something, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you're right. You know, I'm all for, if we gonna say we the United States of America, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. It seems like we don't try to really act. It's so divided. You
so
know,
devout.
everything's so divided, yet we still use the word united. You know, um, we
Right.
only united on what a lot of things that powers to be agree on, and then all the other people below that just got to follow along, so they don't have any choice but to agree because
Yep.
it's rules and laws is put in place. So is that really united? You know?
No, that ain't united.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I think
it's just the overall viewpoint. You know, I understand you got to have laws and you got to have something. You got, you're dealing with the masses of people. I'm not saying it shouldn't be anything that we got to agree on and have rules in place. I'm just saying if we really wanted to be united, it's probably ways to do that, but we don't really focus on that. It's always about the Republican, the Democrat, the division, the here. We think this way, so it's always going to be a difference.
But it's the crazy thing. I think somebody said it on a reel or something. They was like, the next day after the election, we still had to get up and take our ass to work. So
Right,
that's the truth.
too much change, right?
That's one thing I bet we all can agree on. We had to do that.
No. Yeah, and you know my view on the whole thing. You know, I probably would have voted for Trump, but I ain't even go vote. But look, when I go to work the next day, you know, my buddy was telling me he walked in, a couple of white guys up there giving each other high fives and elbows and shit. You know, like they, you know. I was like, and you know, I kept on telling y'all, I ain't really happy. I kind of figured it was gonna happen. You know, somehow I thought it was gonna be closer. It was a blowout. I thought it was gonna be way
He
closer.
still was rude as hell and rubbing it in our face, though.
No, but they when they see you looking, then they straighten up a little bit. You know, they ain't really do it for you to see it. They be trying to do it behind your back. You know,
Right.
but see, they was doing it. It didn't, like I said, it didn't affect me. Now, a couple of my buddies, you know, a couple of the brothers that I work with, they got it like they was a little in the attitude kind of. You know, most of the black people in general was coming to work kind of their head down. But like I told them, you know, shoot, you know, hey, it is what it is. We done been here before.
Right.
And we probably gonna be here again. You know what I'm saying? Just when you go back when just think about the order of things. When we elected Obama, the first black president, everybody voted. We all went to vote. We didn't know who the hell Obama was. We voted. I'm voting for Obama. I'm voting for. We vote for Obama. Okay, Obama do his 8 years. Right? Who up next? I think Trump got in, right?
Yeah.
Trump got in after that. He ran against Hillary, right? Trump got in. See, that's another major difference. This guy had never been in any politics, never been a senator, a congressman, a representative, nothing in the political arena. But we saw him on TV. We knew he was a billionaire. We knew he had all this money, but he had never been in the politics. Just like we had a major difference when we had Obama. Then we get Trump. And then, like I said, of course, we go back to Biden, and then we go back to Trump. It's just, it's going to be a time and a place for a woman to be the president of the United States, because things is changing. I'm not sure when, but things changing. Because like I said, we getting totally different people, characteristics in the different people that make it to the president every year. So it's going to be a time. It just wasn't the right time.
I just want somebody younger. I don't care if it's a man. I just want somebody younger. Sick of these old people being the president. That's one thing I liked about Obama. He was young in the White House. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was young. We don't realize how young he was. He was still in his 40s. He was still in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
he was in his 40s. Yeah, he was young. You're right.
So I think we did good, y'all. What up, though? I think it was a good little first show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask y'all a closing remark question. What do you want the viewers to get out of our podcast? And then we're going to talk about the future of the podcast, because we do have some guests coming on in the future. So I'm going to give a couple of shout outs, and we're going to talk about the future of What Up, Though. But what do you want the viewers to get out of the podcast?
On me, just, you know, whatever most they can take from it, and just be conscious that, again, we just normal people. I'm not no journalist. I'm not no, you know, this is something that all came together out of just, you know, love for our friends from King and high school, and just try to get look at the positive. It's going to be opinions. It's going to be this made, but nobody's on here trying to prove that they know this or know that or know it all. We just want everybody to enjoy it, and hopefully it can bring, like I said, some type of positivity to your day one day, or just a laugh or something, whatever it might be. It might be small. It may not be that big, but whatever you can get out of it, hopefully I hope that it can be something positive on your day or life at some point. So.
Okay. All right, Rob, what you got?
I hope it turns into somewhere we can have certain topics to keep people informed on certain issues from a black perspective, from
I like that.
our perspective, not just from our perspective, and hopefully it'll kind of help to kind of bring us together, in certain ways, and be able to do certain things together and organize certain things and just get better.
Mm.
Just to get better as a group. Maybe we can catapult something like that. So that's what I'm
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's what I want to, what y'all both said. And I want us to, have different guests, which is really, I'm excited about the future because we already got a couple of people that's set up, and we got comedians because I love to laugh, and we're gonna talk to comedians. So we're gonna talk with Howie Bell because he went to King, KC fired up. I think Howie was class of 90 or 89, I'm not sure. But Howie is a very popular international comedian now. He's been doing it like 30 years. And so I was going to talk to him about the profession of being a comedian and going all over the world because he does it full time. So I'm going to talk to him. We're also going to talk to Jose Raymond, who is also a comedian from Mexico to Watts, California, now living in Maui, Hawaii. So it'll be interesting to talk to him, and he's really funny. Got an amazing story. So we got some connections, and we hoping, and we're gonna give a shout out now to Dan Campbell, the coach for the Lions, because we hoping that we can talk to him on What Up, Doe. What better podcast to come on because we represented D with What Up, Doe. So we're hoping that we'll get to talk to him. We got a couple of other things. Danielle and Rob got some people that they could talk to, and we're gonna just see if we can make it grow. So this is my ask to all of you out there. If you know somebody, we got Martini too. So I reached out to Martini. If he didn't get my messenger, he will now. But see. And we can have him on too. I love to laugh, so I love comedy. I go to a lot of comedy shows, so that's important to me. But that's what we're gonna do. So we need your help. We need your support. We're gonna cut up this video, edit it. It's gonna be some reels. It's gonna be different stuff. So I'm gonna have that edited real soon. We do have a Patreon community, so. If you're not familiar with the Patreon community, it's when local people have ideas, but they need kind of like some crowdfunding to help them. And I've done this many times in the past. We welcome any help. Like I said, I am not a professional editor. I did do a show on TV, so I am used to doing some media things, but I could use all of the help that you could provide. So if you have those kind of skills and you know how to edit and stuff, by all means, I don't mind sending you raw footage as long as you're going to use it for the right purpose. And so on our Patreon community, what you can do is you can subscribe to whatever you can afford, like $5 a month, $10, $20 a month, or whatever you want to do. And so ours is www.patreon.com/C/whatupdoe313. So if you want to give, and I'll have that on the screen when I edit it for you, so no problem. And in the comments as well, a link to our Patreon community for your support. We thank you so much. It has been a pleasure doing this. This is really fun. I get to talk to my friends like I do every day, but now we got a little video we can share a little bit, and hopefully it'll get bigger and better. Any shout outs y'all want to give before we go? Who is y'all favorite people in King? I'm giving a shout out to my boy Jay Scott. That's one of my BFFs. Rest in peace to her for sure. All of his children. I'm gonna give a shout out to them. Brandon and what's his daughter's name? Camille, right?
Camille.
Yeah, Camille. Okay, I thought so.
Yep.
Give a shout out to them. And just all my friends, Kim Yetta, Ashana, Karma. I got too many friends to name all. I don't want to forget nobody. So all my friends, I know who y'all are.
Just all the 91 class, just big shout out, obviously Big Jeff is who I talk to him almost daily. Big Herb, rest in peace, my homie. Those are like, you know, the guys I was probably closest to during those years in high school, you know, but the whole 91 class, you know, big shout outs, you know, big shout outs.
All right, Rob,
I'm gonna give a shout out to KC class of '69.
They was all at that meeting that I went to last week.
Marcellus, Desmond.
Hey, hold on. What number? Hey, Darnell, what number was you wearing at the class reunion? Herb number 67.
It was 74.
Class of 74. Shout out to class
74 was his number at King. So, and then when we walked up, the class of 74 called us over.
Like, you look
they
good,
thought we was
man.
class of 74, and I'm like, we're just giving shout out to my homie who, you know, would normally be here with us for this, but he not.
Yeah.
It was like, okay. I was like, no, I was born in 73.
Oh, Monty Reed. I ain't seen you in years, but you used to be my boy in high school, Monty. So if you watch this, I want to give you a shout out too. So it's been a pleasure. And thank you guys for tuning in. It's been wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video now, but we ain't got to get off the thing. Hold on. I'm just gonna stop recording.